Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Anyway guys, I'm Tess and I post a bunch of different content here on YouTube, and today I'm going to be doing a reading challenge that I have seen all over YouTube. I don't exactly know who started this challenge. I do know that I think Destiny Sidwell has done it a few times, Haley Pham's done it. I don't remember who else has done it. I just watched like a bunch of videos the other day about it. But it is the trying to read 200 pages a day for a week challenge. I'm going to be attempting to read 200 pages a day for a week. And I have seen some people do it for a full 7-day week. I'm just doing it Monday through Friday. I'm currently filming this at about 2 o'clock on Monday afternoon. And yeah, my schedule this week is actually pretty lenient, so that's why I chose this week to do it. Sometimes I'll work long hours and a lot of days, but this week I actually have a pretty lenient schedule, so I'm going to try to read 200 pages every day this week. I don't know if I'm going to be successful in it, but the overall goal is I want to finish a couple books because it is February 12th, and I have not finished a single book this month. And this time last month I finished 4. But I want to finish books really bad. I'm in the middle of reading a couple of them, so I really want to get them done, and why not just have a fun little challenge in there too, because, well, challenges make things more fun. So my tentative TBR for the week is, I'm actually going to finish this book today, but is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong, and this is the second book in the These Violent Delights duology, and it is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that takes place in Shanghai in 1926. This one's in 1927. I have less than 90 pages to go, so I'm actually really excited. I'm going to finish this one today. I did read a little bit earlier while I was eating lunch, which you'll see a clip of that in just a second after I finish the intro, but I'm also doing a group read of The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma, and I actually noticed there's a bunch of stuff on the top here. I have a misprinted copy. I did not know that until last night when I was going through trying to figure out, okay, how many pages do I have to read to keep up with the buddy read? And I looked and part of my pages are actually messed up, so that was an interesting one. Obviously, I'm still going to annotate it and stuff like that, but I just thought it was a very interesting one. So the little receipt papers are kind of where the misprint is. Literally, 30 pages are duplicated in this copy, so that's exciting. But I have that to catch up for the buddy read. It's not too bad. I'm not behind or anything on it. I'm right where I'm supposed to be, so that's good. And also, I'm going to read a little bit of The Witch and the Vampire by Francesca Flores. And this is a retelling of Rapunzel, and it's about a witch and a vampire. I don't want to spoil too much, but this is really good so far. I just finished part 1, so you kind of see maybe, but there's darker pages that indicate the different parts. So I finished part 1 the other day, so I'm really excited to get into this. It's really good so far. It definitely started off a lot faster than most fantasies do because this is a standalone, but honestly, I am a big fan of it. And with this challenge, I do know that Kindle books have different page counts than physical books, but one of the series I'm reading on my Kindle app is it's only on Kindle, so I don't know how to translate that to physical pages, so I'm just still going to count each page as its own, as a page. I was each Kindle page is going to be equal to a physical page, because if you look at it, they're about the same size. My iPad is about the same size as a book, so I'm going to count one page as one page. But I am currently reading the Bake My Day Cozy Mystery set, and I'm reading the Slice of Paradise Mysteries. I'm on book 3, the Blackmail Flower Trial, so I want to read that one, and then book 4 is the Banana Whip Safari Trip, and book 5 is the Pecan Flan Murder Plan. I want to finish this series this month. They're very short. They're all 150, 160 page books. So they're very easy to get done in one day. And also, if I do finish those, I probably won't this week, just because I have a bunch of other books I want to read. I also want to read Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, which is the second book in the Nightborn duet. But this is going to be the second book in the Nightborn duet. The first book was Serpent in the Wings of Night. Loved it. 5 stars. And so I'm hoping that it translates to this one just as well. Physical books, I'm definitely not getting on to all these. I'm just going to pick and choose because I'm really picky about what I want to read. But I also have a ton of books to choose from for when I finish a book and don't know which to pick up. That's still on my February TBR. I have Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which is the second book in the Maple Hill series. I read Icebreaker. I finished it the very end of January. Loved it. It was so, so good. And I have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I have Out of Left Field by Chris Wei Lee, which I might read this one this week because Pitchers and Catchers report to spring training on Wednesday, which is partially why I got my nails done the way that I did, because I'm a big Phillies fan. The set I just had was red, so I didn't want to do red again, so I did blue and red. And then the last book on my TBR is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, and I really just want to read this, but I don't know if I'm going to want to read a fantasy after another fantasy, so I have a wide choice of books that I want to read this week. Instead of rambling on, I'm just going to go ahead and finish Our Violent Ends because there's a lot going on right now. And I know how the original story ends. I read Romeo and Juliet probably like 15 years ago when I was in high school. That was part of our like freshman English curriculum. So I am familiar with the story. It's been a while since I've read it because I think I've only read it the one time. But I know how I know the gist of how this ends just because of knowing the familiarity of the original story. But I want to see I want to see her take on how the story ends. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I will update you guys when I finish. This is going to be completely spoiler free, so no spoilers here. So I'm probably going to keep the summary very vague because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but also I want to encourage you to read it because it's really good. Okay, so it is a few hours later, and I have been reading off and on most of the afternoon. Now it's 8 p.m. almost. I just got to the last chapter of Our Violent Ends, and I feel like a lot's gonna happen, but also I don't know how much because I do know that there is a companion duology with this. So, so far I feel like I know where the story's going. I'm just wondering how she's approaching what's gonna happen because there's been a lot of betrayal and traitor type things, I guess. But mostly a ton of betrayal in this, which I believe is also in the original story as well. So this one, I have a lot of feelings right now. Roma and Juliet, absolutely adorable. I love them. And also, Benedict and Marshall was definitely a ship I was not expecting to have, but I am here for it. And yeah, I will update you guys when I finish, because I have 20 pages left, and I have one chapter, and I'm dying to figure out what happens, because I need to know. So, guys, I just finished Our Violent Ends. And, it didn't end exactly as I thought it was going to. It went in a slightly different direction. I'm obsessed with Marshall and Benedict. I think they're absolutely precious and really, really hope that they make an appearance in the next duology. I didn't really read the author's note in the first book, but I just read this one because I was curious a little bit. And I'm not very familiar with Chinese history. She actually put some real life events and real life things into the story, which made it that much better, I think, because she actually did count in many aspects of the Chinese Civil War of the 1920s, and also the Green Gang, which is the Scarlet Gang in the book, is a real thing. So I thought that was really cool that she tied real elements, real historical events and real places, into a fictional story and a retelling at that. So definitely recommend it. Chloe Gong is a genius, and I'm gonna go make some food and then probably read a little bit of The Phoenix King, but I'm hungry, so food time. Alrighty guys, it's a couple hours later. It's now 11:11 p.m. Make a wish, I guess? I don't know. But I just finished reading about 50 pages of The Phoenix King, and I love Yasin the Assassin. I love it. I love his name. He's so cute. But I love Alina. I'm still, even like the first time I read this and even rereading it now, I'm still very unsure about Leo. I don't know how to feel about him, but I am all caught up for the buddy read. So I have like the little red tabs are where we're supposed to read up to for each week, and then the little white ones are actually receipts, but that's where my pages got duplicated, and then obviously the bookmark is where I'm currently at. I just reached page 184 or chapter 18, so that brings my total for the day to 181 because I read 130 pages of Our Violent Ends, 51 pages of The Phoenix King, and now I gotta read 19 pages of The Witch and the Vampire. But to be fully honest, I'm probably gonna read a little bit more because I do like where the story's going, and I really want to know what happens with Ava and Kay. So I will read a little bit more, and up to you guys, either right before I go to bed or sometime tomorrow after work. Okay, excuse the mess on my bed, but it is now Wednesday morning, and yesterday was kind of a fail because I worked all day. I had my scheduled 5-hour shift yesterday morning, and then I ended up picking up a shift for a coworker last night, so I did work a double. I only read like 60 pages, I think. I read about 25 pages or so of The Witch and the Vampire, so I'm almost halfway done. I'm gonna try to finish it today, but we'll see. And I also started the Blackmail Flower Trail on my iPad, so I made it to page 35, so probably gonna finish this maybe tonight or tomorrow, I don't know. But right now I have about 2.5 to 3 hours until I have to start getting ready for work tonight, so I'm going to read the pages in The Phoenix King to catch up, or to keep up with the buddy read because I didn't read any yesterday. And then I'll figure out which one of the other 2 books that I'm reading I want to pick up. So challenge is I still have high hopes for the challenge. My goal for this week was 1,000 pages, so a little bit behind, but I think I can catch up today because I don't go to work until 3, and then I'm off at 8, and then tomorrow I don't even go to work until 5, so I should be good. I should be good for the rest of the challenge, and then I'm off Friday, so I can kind of spend all day Friday reading if I want to. Okay, so it's now Thursday. Yesterday was also kind of a fail because I did read about 50 pages of The Phoenix King yesterday, so I made it to page 235, and oh my god, this book is so good, you guys. I will link it on Barnes & Noble down below for you guys because this is so good, and I actually did pick this copy up at Barnes & Noble in Orlando. But oh my god, this book is amazing so far. And after that, I read about 40 pages of The Witch and the Vampire yesterday, and I made it to page 170, so I have about 180 pages left. And that's all I read because last night I ended up working late, so I was supposed to get off at 8 o'clock and I got off at 10, and then by the time I got home and ate dinner, it was already midnight, and I was just really tired because it could be stressful sometimes. So I didn't read anything after that. I only read 90 pages yesterday. So today and tomorrow I'm trying to play catch up in a sense, because according to my little thing I put on, like I made a Google Doc of like all my 2024 reads, and I keep it as an active tab on my Chrome browser. But according to my calculations, and if I did it right on Google Sheets, I've so far read 363 pages, so I am a little bit behind on my 1,000 page goal, but I think between today and tomorrow I can definitely do it, because I do end up working a double Saturday and then I work Sunday night, so I won't really be able to continue this into the weekend. So I'm just going to finish it tomorrow. Hopefully I can get to the 1,000 pages. So far, I've been reading the Blackmail Flower Trial. Also, I got new iPad stickers yesterday, so now the iPad is completely decorated. So I'm on page 35 and now I'm on page 93. So if I can do math really fast, because I cannot right now in my head. So far I have 58 pages in there, and I've also been using the Bookly app to help track reading on some books. I'm not using it for every book that I read, but I've been using it for this one, the Blackmail Flower Trial, and I've also been using it for the Phoenix King. And it's interesting because obviously for fantasies I read those a little bit slower than I do like contemporaries or mysteries. But the first 35 pages, I averaged 66 pages an hour. Like, I was on pace to do 66 pages an hour. And I read 58 pages, and my timer is at 51 minutes and 17 seconds. So it's interesting to kind of see, like, how fast I read different genres. So I'm going to read a little bit more of the Blackmail Flower Trial. I've got about an hour and a half or so before I have to start getting ready for work, so let's see how much farther I can get. Actually I could probably finish it, honestly. I have 74 pages left of this, so I think I can get this done in the next hour and a half. It's really fast moving. It's the third book in the series, so I don't want to spoil too much about the character development, like the character stories, because it does almost work like a crime show in a sense. And that's why I love like cozy mystery series, because they do kind of run like a crime show where like you can watch the episodes out of order and you'll get the gist of what's going on, but then there's still like character development that's kind of on the side. Like the mystery is the main plot, like who done it, but then you have your character development on the side, so you have the relationships with the characters. Like you can have romantic relationships or friendships or anything. And it's really cool to kind of see those develop into mysteries. So I'm going to read some more and I will update you guys before I go to work. I'm probably going to read more of The Witch and the Vampire after work. I'm going to bring it with me. So I'm so close to finishing. So I really want to finish this book today or tomorrow. So we shall see.
Sitting lonely in my room again, trying to find the words to say, but nothing comes out. I am looking for the better days, seem like they just stay away whenever I try. There's so many things that I keep in my mind. My friends keep me out and it hurts every time. With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear?
Okay, so update, it is a little bit later. It is about 2:20 in the afternoon and I finished the Blackmail Flower Trail, which I tracked on my Bookly app, and according to Bookly, I read it in 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 39 seconds. And I averaged 65.8 pages an hour, which is actually really fast for me. Usually I can do about 60, but like I said, with certain mysteries and certain contemporaries, I do tend to read a little bit faster. So I didn't really like this app so far. I just started using it the other day. I don't like how limited it is, and I don't like all the ads, so I might just go ahead and just pay for the lifetime membership for it. But I do love how this tracks how fast you're reading. I'm not using this with every book that I read. I'm only really using it for certain books. And I use it on this one, and I'm using it on The Phoenix King as well. However, I'm not using it on The Witch and the Vampire, but I don't want to use it for every single book, and I don't like that it limits you to how many books you can have on here at a time, because I hit the 10 book limit yesterday. But I do so far like using the Bookly app. I think I was watching a YouTube video, I don't remember who it was talking about Bookly, and I downloaded it and started using it, and I do like that even if a book is already added on here, you can still add the title of it, so it's really cool to see that. I'm going to hop in the shower, get ready for work, and I will probably update you guys later on. I'm going to bring The Witch and the Vampire with me to work tonight, so once I get done, I get off at 9 o'clock, so once I finish work, I'll be reading a little bit more, but so far I have 135 pages of my 200 pages today, so definitely better than the last 2 days, and honestly, I feel like I could possibly finish this tonight or get really close to it, because I have 65 pages left for the day. Alright, so I'd have to read to about page 235, so it's about this much, so that's not actually that bad in the book. And then only have a little bit over 100 pages left, so honestly, the way this story's going, I might just finish it tonight because it's really cute and really good, so anyways, I will see you later on.